Exomologiste to Kyrio te agathos, alleluia.
Otis ton neona to eleos aftu, alleluia.
But let's get to Muhammad in the Bible now, okay? All right, beautiful. So, are you aware of the account in Isaiah 21?
Yeah.
is it?
Are you referring to the silencing of the prophets regarding
No, I'm
prophecy?
talking about Babylon.
Okay, I must say something else
Yeah,
then.
so Isaiah 21, it starts off from verse 1 to 10, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It talks about the
Can you
Babylonian...
introduce this to the crowd?
Sure. So
Just tell me
in
what
Isaiah-
you're going to be like, what you're talking about, what this is about, what you're getting at, that sort of thing.
Let me pull it up for you. You could take a look at it real quick if you want.
Yeah, that's probably I'll do that. Yeah,
I just want to pull up the title for the chapter as well.
that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So Isaiah 21, it talks about a prophecy against Babylon, and it goes through step by step about a specific prophecy, obviously, where an individual or individuals go and they take over Babylon. Okay. Now here it talks about it being successive, and it very clearly according to both Jewish and Christian commentaries, it talks about two falls of Babylon that occur. Okay. It occurs at the hands of the horseman, the camel rider, and a donkey rider. All right. So we want to know who these individuals are, when these exiles occur. Sorry, these falls or the prophecies falls occur during the actual historical period or relevant historical period of Babylon, and we're gonna go over the details more clearly. Okay. So in Isaiah 21 verse 6, it talks
What?
about. Okay,
Sorry,
you have a question?
is this? So you're arguing Muhammad's in the Bible? Is that what you're doing now?
I'm arguing that Islam in general is spoken about in the Bible in terms of
Okay.
being God's people.
So it's
In
not
this
corrupted?
chapter. In this chapter. Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Is this
question.
corrupted or
No,
not?
got you,
I just
got
want to know
you, I got
because
you.
we just
I
spent the
got
last
you.
hour
It's a beautiful
arguing
question.
that you were
It's
saying
a
it's corrupted,
beautiful
so I'm a bit
question,
confused
and
now.
I'm gonna deal with it. So,
Okay.
prophecies, true prophecies, only come from God, correct?
True prophecies only come from God. You mean ultimately? No, you can prophesy. No, because you can prophesy anything, and it happens to
I
be
said
true.
true prophecies.
Yeah, of course. I prophesy it will
According
rain
to Deuteronomy 18,
in England
That's
in the
not a
next
prophecy,
year.
That's a prediction, sir.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, a prediction. The difference.
But how do you
between
separate
I gotta
that?
tell
Oh,
you,
wait.
I gotta tell you, I gotta tell you.
What is the difference between a prediction and a
I
prophecy?
got you.
Go
Okay,
on.
a prediction
Yeah.
uses some sort of data and empirical.
No, I'm not
evidence
using any
to be able
data.
To conclude, in order to be able to conclude
That's not
a
true.
certain relevant matter in regards to you. Okay.
No,
Versus a
I'm not using any
prophecy-
data.
Okay, but then you're just guessing. That's not the same thing. A prophecy.
Okay,
is
so
of your
prediction is
guess.
guessing. So basically, the difference
No,
here. Let me help you
you're-
out.
I'm saying you're guessing. So there's
the
just gonna
difference.
be a third option. There's guessing, prediction, and
Right.
prophecy.
The difference is for you
Yeah.
that one comes from God and one doesn't.
Yes.
Right.
And-
Okay.
and
so
prediction specifically,
prophecies
prediction-
then,
wait,
if you don't make that
stop,
distinction,
stop.
can come from
Can I
someone who is
finish?
guessing.
Can I finish?
Yeah.
Okay. Guessing, you could just say Russia and China
Yeah,
are going to
and
go
can it
to
be
war.
true?
Russia and China are going to go to war.
And
in
can it be true?
27. It can be true.
Right,
Okay?
okay.
However,
Right.
okay, prediction is not
You're
the
talking
same thing.
specifically about
Can I
prophecy
finish?
from
Can
God.
I finish so you can understand? You're trying to run from it already. It's really hilarious how he doesn't want to actually deal with the topic. So,
Okay.
prophecy, okay, comes as divine revelation from God, correct? True
Okay.
prophecy. Is that okay?
If you define it that way, yeah.
Okay, beautiful. That's what Deuteronomy 20 says. Sorry, 18:20 says. 20 to 22. It says that if a prophet comes and speaks or presumes to speak in the name of the Lord, and this thing does not come to pass, this person has spoken presumptuously. Do not believe. Okay.
Right.
So the Bible makes
because
it clear.
in that case, they will be proclaiming it's coming from God, right?
They're claiming that it's
Yeah,
coming from God.
okay,
It's false,
but it's not.
and then it doesn't pass.
Okay, right,
But if
okay.
it's true, then it does come.
Okay, right.
Okay.
So you think that Muhammad is? I'm just trying to figure out what you're getting at because
Yeah.
you're jumping to places.
Yeah, no, I'm
you went,
not.
you,
I'm
you,
really
I'm
not. I
not saying that.
haven't
I'm
started the
not
actual
insulting you. You went to Isaiah 21, and I thought that was going somewhere. Now we're at Deuteronomy
We are going
18.
to Isaiah. No. Deuteronomy 18 is the criteria for what it means to be a true prophet. Okay.
Okay,
In
all right.
that criteria, I'm not talking about Deuteronomy
So-
18:18 and the prophet like Moses.
Okay,
I'm
so-
not
okay, so you're not talking about that.
No,
All
I'm
right,
talking about
okay.
the end point. Okay.
Right.
We're sticking to Isaiah 21.
Okay.
Now, listen. We understand what prophecy is, yes? So prophecy, we can understand that it's true and it's going to still be preserved because of the fact of its fulfillment. Nobody else is going to be able to make true prophecy. Okay. We still believe our position doesn't change in terms of that. Part of the scripture is corrupted. When we see prophecies being fulfilled, we can acknowledge that this is going to be something which is true because of its fulfillment. Okay? It's very
No.
simple.
So again, the criteria given is that it has to be in the name of God. So for example,
Isaiah not
if
in the name of
I could
God?
prophesy anything and it turns out to be true,
Is Isaiah in the name
no,
of God?
wait. But if I am doing so in a way that isn't from the same being, the same God, then it's not actually a true prophecy,
Is Isaiah
right? Even though it
prophesying in
did
the
actually
name of your
happen.
God? Is Isaiah prophesying in the name of your God? Okay,
yeah.
beautiful. So we're talking about your God right now, yeah? In
yeah.
your scripture. Beautiful. So if it's the case, Isaiah talks about Islam, the coming of Islam and its destruction of these temples and all these different things done in the name of God.
How
Then
do you know
Isaiah
it
would be
is?
prophesying about it, yes?
What's the scholarly consensus about that?
I'm going to get to it. That's not the topic right now. I want to know
What's that
if
topic?
you're going to accept
No,
that
'cause
Isaiah
I'm a little bit
prophesied
ignorant
this.
about this, so I want to know what is the
So let's just
scholarly
go through it.
consensus about whether people think this is a prophecy about
Oh,
Muhammad.
beautiful. No, it's
Yeah.
not about Muhammad. Or there actually is people that do believe it's about Muhammad.
So this
Like,
isn't about
there is
Muhammad?
Jews. No, it is. There's Jews that believe that it's about the
So do
Israelites.
they think it's
Can I
about
finish?
Muhammad?
Can I finish? You said you're ignorant, so let me educate you.
Right, okay. I would prefer scholars,
yeah, no,
though.
I got you. I could bring up the Jewish scholars to you right now, the rabbis and everything. okay?
Right,
Now,
right. No, I mean consensus.
let me finish.
Okay, yeah.
So many of them say that this is in reference to the Ishmaelites because, and it's due to the fact that they're the ones who have to precede the Messiah coming. Okay. The whole point of this is that they believe that this is in reference to two falls of Babylon. Okay. Now I'm going to argue that this is about Muhammad, peace be upon him, and I'm going to show you why the Christian narrative is not going to work, because you also believe that this is about the Messiah according to the book of Revelation. Okay, you believe that in the book of Revelation it says that the Messiah is going to return and there's going to be a fall of Babylon and so on. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Do you think that Babylon is like a spiritual place, or do you think it's a real place, by the way? Because I've had some funky answers. I just want to make sure.
Like I said, I'm not the best person to speak on about this.
Oh, man.
So what I want you
go through it.
what I want you to know me though is, it's according to consensus from preferably people with no religious battle whatsoever, right?
Yeah.
They have no opinion on this.
Yeah.
They're agnostic.
Yes.
When they read
I'm
Isaiah,
gonna refute it.
when they read Isaiah 21,
Yes.
do they think it's in reference to Muhammad?
So the Jews, generally speaking, they don't. I'm not going to lie to you about it, right?
Okay, right.
They generally speaking don't believe it's about.
But I'm
him.
talking about
I'm
scholarship.
getting to it.
Yeah. So not just like Jews, but like scholars.
I mean, when I talk about these things, I don't
Yeah.
really care about Western scholarship.
Okay.
I'm talking
No, no.
to you about the traditions.
I'm talking about any scholarship. It doesn't have to be like
I'm
Western.
talking to
You
you
can
about
do
the
Eastern.
traditions.
You could do anything. But
I'm talking about
yeah.
the traditional understanding of those chapters.
Right. Because my own understanding would be that scholars aren't going to tell me that this is Muhammad. This is a very specifically Muslim view.
I could pull up for you Jewish scholars that will say that. Like
Well,
rabbis and such.
again, the consensus though is not going to be this is about Muhammad.
Okay, so that's what I'm telling you, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to bring you their
Right.
understanding of it, and
Yeah.
I'm going to refute it for you.
Okay.
And
So
I'm going to refute the Christian one as
the
well,
issue-
and show you that the only perspective you're left with is the Islamic one.
The issue I'm going to have with this is you're going to read an Islamic interpretation
No.
into this.
No.
And I'm simply
gonna
going to
go through it
say,
verse by
well,
verse.
most people who study this reject that view.
So do you want me to pull
So
up a
I
summary
can
for
just
you?
rely on the fact that most people who study this for a living don't believe you're correct. They
I'm
actually
gonna
believe
make it
you're
very easy
wrong.
for you. I'm going to make it very easy for
And
you.
so
I
I
want
can
you to
actually
open your
just
phone.
softly
Chris,
relate to
Chris,
them
Chris, you already said
because
you don't
they
know
can
about
speak
it. It's
for
fine.
me, and I stand in
So
scholarship.
you already said you don't know about it. It's fine. What I want you to do now, pull out your phone, open up ChatGPT. I want you just
ChatGPT.
generally, yes, generally, I want you to open it up and
Generally,
say,
not
yes.
not particularly. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
stop. Open it up.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Ask it, what is the general understanding of this passage of
Right.
the fall of Babylon?
Okay.
Pull it up right now. Open
Why don't I
it,
trust
read it.
ChatGPT?
I'm telling you, you don't know the passage.
I
don't
literally,
know the passage.
I just said to you, here's the
Okay, so I'm
standards.
just gonna
I
stop.
want,
He-
sca-
he-
I
he-
want
he-
scholarship.
I'm a debater.
I want scholarship, and you're like, oh, I can't give you scholarship. I don't have scholarship. And then it's like, but ChatGPT will tell you though.
You said you need to be educated on. I got you. So
From scholars.
In Isaiah, no problem.
Not
In Isaiah,
ChatGPT.
I got you, brother. I got you. So I'm just gonna go verse by
Not
verse.
Times of Israel or whatever.
No. I got you.
I want scholarship.
I got you. Let me get you the
You've been
website.
studying this all this time, Chris. You don't know Isaiah 21?
Only Islamic dilemma.
Ah man, I'll be focused on the Islamic dilemma, man. Hey man, there are plenty of people better than me on that.
It's okay. He doesn't know
Plenty of people better than me.
You gotta write a book about that.
Yeah, but
one, too.
Itachi, I didn't know about Moses' hand, though, didn't I?
Yeah, you don't know.
Isaiah 21, bro.
Come on, don't make little puns like that. That's too
So
easy.
let's just go verse by verse, okay?
Yeah.
So Isaiah 21, it starts the desert of the sea pronouncement, like the gales that race through the Negev. It comes from the desert. Actually, I don't like this translation. Let me get you the simple English one. Isaiah 21. Because we're gonna need that. We're gonna need that one for Chris. All right. So the chapter starts off, it says Babylon is fallen. It says this is the burden against the desert by the sea. Like whirlwind sweeping through the Negev, an invader comes from the desert, from a land of terror. A dire vision is declared to me. The traitor still betrays. And the destroyer still destroys. Go up, O Elam, lay siege, O Media. I will put an end to all her groaning. So God is essentially saying to these different neighboring nations, I'm going to be the one to bring an end to Babylon using these nations. Okay? Therefore, my body is filled with anguish. Pain grips me like the pains of a woman in labor. I am bewildered to hear. I am dismayed to see. My heart falters. Fear makes me tremble, etc., etc. Okay. this is where the actual prophecy starts. So it says, "For this is what the Lord says to me: Go post a lookout and have him report what he sees. When he sees chariots with teams of horsemen, riders on donkeys, riders on camels, he must be alert, fully alert." So from verse 6, it's talking about a watchman who posts a lookout. And what the Jewish rabbis, they interpret this as being Habakkuk, and they link it to Habakkuk chapter 2, where he is the watchman who is posted as a lookout in regards to prophecy. Now, it continues, like I said, I'm going to get back to verse 7 as well, because that one's very important. So it says, "Then the lookout shouted, 'Day after day, my lord, I stand on the watchtower night after night. I stay at my post. Look, here come the riders, horsemen in pairs.' And one answered, saying, 'Fallen, fallen is Babylon.'" So 2 falls, remember that. "All the images of her gods lie shattered on the ground." Okay, so that's the entire prophecy.
Okay, right.
Now, we have a few things that we have to talk about. All right. We have the 4, well, actually I got to show you the 4 individuals, because you're not going to see it from the actual translation, because, you guys corrupt the translation.
I'm not sure where you're going with this, I have to be
Because
honest.
you don't know the prophecy, that's why I'm
Well,
getting to
you're
it.
just telling me things, but
That's why I'm
I
getting
don't...
to it.
Okay,
You said you
but
don't
just
know
tell,
about it,
just
so I
tell,
have to educate
tell me
you.
the brief idea, and then I can follow you with it. But
Okay, the
don't
brief idea,
just
I
like
already
read
told you.
stuff at me and be like,
I
you
just
understand
read
that?
the Bible.
Yeah, but like, okay, I'll read 1 Corinthians. Let's do it.
We're talking
What's the
about
point?
a prophecy. What are you talking about?
Well, my point
Is
is that
First
if you're
Corinthians a
going to make an argument that something is a prophecy, please explain how you understand it to be a prophecy.
The title of the thing is a prophecy
what
against Babylon.
what I'm saying is you need to explain what you're arguing, because
already
otherwise,
did.
I don't think anyone knows what you're getting at
I
here.
told you it
You said something
prophesies
about
2 falls of Babylon.
2 falls about. Okay, what's that got? Okay, what does that connect with?
Historically speaking, there
You
was
haven't
2
said.
falls of Babylon.
You haven't said.
Yes, I did.
You didn't. You just said there are
Historically
2 falls of Babylon.
Yes, and
Okay, now what?
speaking, what we know is that there are 2 falls of Babylon
Uh-huh.
that occur.
Yeah.
Okay? One of them occurs during the time of Cyrus and Darius.
Okay.
That's during
This isn't-
Isaiah's time and so on.
Itachi,
okay?
what's that got to do with prophecy?
This is the prophecy. I'm
Oh,
getting to it.
okay. Wait, are you saying that it's prophesying that it will fall? That is it.
They're going to take over Babylon.
Okay, that's a prophecy. Okay, that's a
Yes,
prophecy in
yes,
particular, right?
okay.
Not that it's 2 times, or is that
No,
important?
and it is 2 times. It is important.
Okay,
It's part of
okay,
the
right.
prophecy.
So it's
Okay.
specifically the
So,
timeline. All right, okay.
What we see in Isaiah chapter 21 verse 7, if
Hmm.
you go to Bible Hub and you click on the interlinear, what you'll actually see is that this is not in the plural. So what we see in the translations, it puts the horsemen as in a plural, so meaning a conglomerate of horsemen, a conglomerate of horse riders, and a conglomerate of camel riders. Yet when we actually look at the Hebrew, it has all of these in the singular minus the pair of horsemen, because a pair is 2. So we'll have it obviously in the plural, or the dual plural. So what we see is that it's 2 horsemen, 1 donkey rider, and 1 camel rider. Now, historically speaking, according to the Jews and the Christians, Cyrus and Darius are representative of the 2 horse riders. Okay. Then the donkey rider is representative of the Messiah, and they link this to Zechariah chapter 9 verse 9, where it talks about, "See our king who comes lowly to us, riding on the foal of a donkey," and so on. Then we have the camel rider, and many more modern Jews will say that this is in reference to the Ishmaelites and the Arabs, because generally speaking, the camels are representative of the desert, as it states in the prophecy. Okay, so what we have is these 4 individuals. Okay, we don't know who the camel rider is. I'm going to leave that to you to interpret it. Okay, or for the audience. Now, the 2 horsemen, Cyrus and Darius, we know historically speaking, according to the Cyrus cylinders, right, that they went into Babylon during the 500s and so in 50 CE. And they take over Babylon. Okay. Now here's the problem. In that same passage, it says that all the images of Babylon's gods lie shattered on the ground. Okay. And here's the problem. Cyrus, when he goes into Babylon, he starts worshiping those idols according to the Cyrus cylinders, which we date back to his time period specifically. So obviously the idols are not destroyed by Cyrus in his time period. When Darius comes into the picture, Darius is not, he's not taking over Babylon.
But how
from
does he
Cyrus.
know? That seems like an inference.
Well, how does he know what? Sorry.
So wait, you said he didn't destroy it because they still have some. Is that your
No, the
point?
Cyrus cylinder says that he
Yeah.
prayed to their idols.
Right.
So I can read it for you if you want.
So wait, hang on. You said I'm confused to
I'ma
try
pull
and
it
see
up.
what you're getting
I
at.
got you. So in the Cyrus cylinder, okay. 1 second, let me pull it up for you. It's better actually if you read it, so it's fine.
Well, okay. So Cyrus came in and destroyed Babylon, right?
And then he gave praise to their idols.
Okay, and that's important because
Because in that passage in Isaiah, it says all the images of its gods lie shattered on the ground, meaning the idols have to be destroyed.
okay.
Okay.
So you're
this
saying
is
that
referring
didn't
to-
happen?
Yeah, it didn't happen during Cyrus's time.
So, but you're interpreting that to be, in order for it to be that, it has to be
The
all of
idols
them.
have to be gone.
Right.
Idolatry has to be
so
gone in the land.
not that he's just destroyed a lot of them and
No,
so on.
idolatry has to be gone. Right? That's how it's understood, and as well as the fact that this is only the
Okay,
first.
seems a bit of a stretch to me.
I'll tell you
but-
what, because
Alright.
there's two falls, according to both Jews and Christians, it's supposed to be two falls. So either way, it's not going to be fulfilled during Cyrus's time. I'm just making the point even clearer. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Here, and I'll show you that he also worships these idols and stuff. So here it says Cyrus' prayer. May all the gods whom I settled in their sacred centers ask daily of Bel and Nabu that my days be long, and may they intercede for my welfare. May they say to Marduk, my lord, as for Cyrus the king who reveres you, and Cambyses his son. Okay, so it makes it very clear, historically speaking, Cyrus did not, condemn idolatry or anything of the sort, and this is only referring to the first fall. Now, when it comes to the
Well,
second,
I don't know.
that's fine. You don't know it's fine. I mean,
It seems like a bit of a stretch. That's what I'm getting at.
What's the stretch? This is the way that it's interpreted
Well,
by the Jews.
So he did go in and conquer it.
He conquered Babylon,
Right.
but he didn't destroy the idolatry.
Well, this is the thing. With prophecies, you can't just be like, okay, let's try to get a hyper literal view of something and say that this is definitively how it's meant to be
Either way,
understood.
even if
Yeah,
you didn't
because
destroy
again,
them,
as you
even if
know,
didn't destroy them, this is
wait,
only the
Itachi.
first fall.
What I'm saying is, well, I assume this is important somewhere, right? Which is why you're bringing it up. What I'm
Yeah,
saying
I'm
is,
going to show you why it's
okay, so it is important, right? So what I'm saying is, just because you have a view among some rabbinic Jews, for example, about how they
Jews and
interpret a
Christians.
prophecy,
It's Jews and Christians.
is it unified? Is this all?
Yes.
Regarding this exact
Yes,
Cyprus
regarding
thing,
this, yes. I'll show you.
complete unity, man. You rarely see that these days.
Well, what do you mean by complete unity? I'm talking about majority position is that these things
Oh,
have to be
wait.
destroyed.
Okay. So there are actually other positions than this.
Yeah. Random people
Right,
that think that
okay,
Babylon
so-
is spiritual. If you want me to, go
but you
on
see-
TikTok,
you see,
open up
this
my
is my
TikTok,
point.
There's a guy that thinks that Babylon's America.
No one is convinced by your
What the
argument.
heck?
No one's convinced by your argument. I've
no
already
one-
demonstrated
no
to you.
one- yeah.
No
So,
one
do you
in
think Babylon is
scholarship,
America,
no
sir?
one in
Do
scholarship
you think Babylon's
thinks that
America?
Isaiah 21 and the
This is
two
why-
Babylons have anything to do with Muhammad. No, none of them do.
No, that's not true. I already told you that there
None of
is.
them are true. Okay, let's talk to Nikolai Sinai, Gabriel Said Reynolds, Stephen Shoemaker. Think of any scholar that isn't already a Muslim and ask him if
I
he
got
thinks
you. I'll
Isaiah
say
21
Jews.
is about Muhammad.
Do you want Jews?
No, what scholarship?
Yes, Jewish scholars. They're Jewish rabbis.
Why are you obsessed with Jews? Look,
Because
I
they're the
don't
ones
care
who
if they're
think you're
Jewish,
okay.
Christian,
And look,
atheist,
imagine
agnostic,
give
I
you
don't
a
care.
book And you say, I don't care what you have to say about the book, just listen.
She
to
only
it.
wants to give me
Listen
Jewish
what it says.
scholarship.
I don't care about your understanding of
It has to be Jews.
No, you're-
Can't be
you're
anyone
being
else.
ridiculous. You're being ridiculous.
No, I'm saying we
No, you
accept
are.
anyone.
Oh my God. So
And
why-
you're saying
why
only
am I
the
gonna-
Jews.
Why am I going to take what you're saying? Why am
Because-
I gonna take yours? Why can't I take the Jewish
Do you accept
scholars?
scholarship from non-Jews?
Can I take the Jewish scholars?
Yes. Can you also
Beautiful.
take?
Do I have to take your scholars?
Can you take any
Do I have
other?
to take
Can you
them?
take any other?
Do I have to take
Can you
them?
take any other?
Do I have to?
You don't have to, but you look a bit
Beautiful,
silly.
so I don't care
You
about
look
that.
a bit silly
So I don't care
if
about
you
that.
are
If
saying
I
that you
could
can
show you
only
that other
accept
people
Jewish
interpreted
scholarship
this.
and not other
Hey,
scholarship.
bro, listen, sit down. There's a stool right there. Just sit down.
But
said
you see,
don't
you're
know about
making
the
blunders
story.
left, right, and centre.
Where's
And
the
I'm
blunder?
the blunder is you
Oh my
refuse
God,
to.
this is gonna be
Okay,
hilarious if I get
my
it.
point. Scholarship rejects what she's saying. I want her to explain why that is. She refuses to do
Which
so.
scholarship rejects it? Show me.
Easy. Every single scholar
Show me.
that
No,
is
no,
a
no,
scholar.
every single scholar.
Listen.
Show me a scholar that
Wait,
rejects
this is
it.
very simple.
Show me.
Very simple.
You guys push back just a little bit. Both of you.
Show me the scholars.
Yeah.
Give me a name.
Every single scholar.
Give me a scholar that
Every-
rejects what I'm saying about the two falls of Babylon.
Every single scholar who studies Isaiah, who is an expert in Isaiah, who is not already a Muslim, who doesn't believe in Muhammad, does not believe Isaiah 21 is a prophecy about Muhammad.
Beautiful. If I
Okay,
show you
okay, beautiful.
Jews, if
Is
I
that-
show you Jews that do say it is, then
So wait,
they
do you accept what I just said?
Sure, I believe that
All
there
right,
are
there you go.
scholars.
Thank you.
I believe scholars don't
Itachi,
believe it
what
is
you've
because
just
they don't
there you
have
go.
the proper
Thank you.
understanding of it.
There you
I'm
go.
gonna
There you
refuse
go.
for
So
you
the
to-
experts don't have the understanding of it, but you do.
Yes, because I'm going to refute their understanding of it.
So
That's the
wait,
whole
the
point.
consensus about people who study it for a living are wrong, but
think the scholars are saying
YouTubers
that
online
interpreting Isaiah
have got a
21
correct
for
view of
every
it.
single time?
not a good
You're-
argument,
you're
Chris.
That's
disrespectful.
terrible. That's terrible.
So anyway, let's get back to
That's
it. Look,
absolutely terrible.
Yo, can somebody pull in the stool?
Sorry, mate. She's doing a great job.
Put in the stool
I
right there.
think she's
Get
doing
in the
really
stool.
well.
So
I think she's doing great, man.
Look, look,
I think she's
look,
doing.
look.
She doesn't give me them though. She doesn't give me them. She,
Doesn't give you what?
scholars.
I literally asked you if I could pull up the scholars
For
that
some
I'm
reason,
appealing to.
yeah, which is weirdly exclusively Jews apparently.
Yes, because
Why?
they're the ones who gave us this text. Do they not hold the
wait.
tradition coming from Moses? Is that not what you
You know
argued
that people
earlier?
can study Isaiah and not be
Guys,
Jewish.
He argued
You know
with
that,
me
right?
earlier. He argued with me
you wanna say
earlier
something
about
to
the
yourself?
Jews and
man.
their oral
Of course.
traditions, and now all of a sudden
Yeah, of
he
course.
doesn't care
No,
about the Jews
my
and their
friend,
oral
it's all right.
traditions.
She's doing good. She's doing great.
Okay,
I
you're
think
doing
one of the
bad.
best. One of the best.
You're doing
One of the
bad.
best, man. She has a few points, but she can improve.
Let it be in, bro. That's fine. We're just
Mate, it's
spicing
all right.
up.
They gotta jump in.
We're
They gotta
spicing
jump
up,
in.
man. It's fine. It's all good. Don't worry.
Itachi, most scholars and experts don't believe you are true, right? So you need overwhelming
Okay, so
evidence
this appeals
to the
authority.
contrary.
I got you. This
Not
appeals
just
to
a
authority.
hypothetical,
I'm speaking.
overwhelming evidence.
This appeals
Do you have
to
overwhelming
authority.
evidence?
Look. This appeals appeal to authority is going to get absolutely obliterated. I'm going to show him why his scholars have the wrong interpretation.
Wait, this is
He doesn't
funny.
want to even deal
All
with the rest of
right.
the
So
prophet.
first of all, an appeal to
No,
authority.
I haven't even gotten
Hang on,
to
wait.
Muhammad's peace be upon him yet, by the way.
I
I
know
only
because we
spoke
can't get
as the
there
first
because what
person.
you're saying makes no sense.
I only spoke
So,
as the first person.
an appeal to authority is fine as long as it's a valid authority. Is it fair for me to appeal to scholars of the book of Isaiah? Yes, it is. Of course it is. Now, when I do this, they don't agree. They don't agree with what you're
So
saying.
bring the scholars
Are you
that
telling me-
disagree with what I'm saying right now. Go ahead.
I've asked you, and you have agreed with me. The consensus is they don't agree
I
with
never
you.
said consensus. I never said consensus. I
So,
said
wait.
that there are some who don't. Now,
Hang on,
pay
wait.
attention.
Are you saying the consensus is that they do agree with you?
Get to the actual
Is the
problem.
consensus they do agree with you?
I never said it's consensus or not consensus. You're adding.
No, it
that
has to be
right now.
one way or the other, right? Either the majority do or majority don't. So which way is
Can it be
it?
50-50?
50-50.
No, get to
An
the
equal
actual
number of scholars both think that Isaiah 22 is about Muhammad and don't think it's about Muhammad.
This is actually so
Isaiah
sad. Guys,
21, bro.
he said he
Isaiah
had
21,
no
sorry.
idea about this prophecy in the Bible. He had nothing
But
to
I'm
do with it
appealing to
whatsoever.
scholarship.
What
She's
scholars?
appealing to nothing.
Where are the
You've
scholars?
already admitted on
Where are the
camera,
scholars?
you've already admitted that most scholars do not accept this.
Okay.
Which
Can you bring me
scholar? Can you
one?
name one?
Why do I need to?
Because you're saying that they do.
Do you reject what I'm saying?
Can I bring my scholar that says it?
Do you reject what I'm saying?
I don't
Notice,
reject what you're
I
saying.
answered her question.
Now, do you agree that
she
there are
doesn't
scholars that
reject
do?
what I'm saying. So she does agree with me
I
that the
already-
majority
I
consensus
already said
does
this
not
from
hold
the
her view
beginning.
and thinks that Isaiah 21 is not a prophecy
Beautiful.
about Muhammad.
Now,
Thank
notice
you,
what I
ladies and
said
gentlemen.
From the beginning. I
This
said
is
from
great.
the
This is good.
beginning that I'm going to refute the Jewish and Christian understanding. Is that not
Just
what
for
I said,
reference,
guys?
I literally
Is that
have
not
no
what I said,
understanding of
everybody?
this topic
I said that
whatsoever.
I'm going to refute the Jewish and Christian understanding. So I already acknowledged
He
that they
doesn't
have a different
understand the
one.
topic, dude.
No, I'm saying,
course he does. Of course he
I'm
does.
not an expert. I'm not an expert. I'm an expert in the Islamic
I know, so you
dilemma.
should
I wrote a book
and then
about it.
sit on the stool
But I'm not
and
an
let me
expert at this
educate you.
topic.
Alright, Chris, you
But
don't
are
have to look
you
into
an expert in this topic?
Absolutely. This, I
You're
can
an
bring me
expert.
any Jew or Christian, I
She's
will
an
teach them on it.
expert in Isaiah.
Guys,
That's
clearly he
amazing.
doesn't know about prophecy.
Do you know Hebrew?
Any Jew or Christian that wants
Do you
to
know
come
Hebrew?
from the audience and wants to talk about it.
Do you know
on
Hebrew?
this passage I do.
Now she doesn't want to talk to me. Do
On
you know
this
Hebrew?
passage I do.
You know Hebrew?
On this passage I do.
Okay, can you tell me the Hebrew letters of the alphabet?
I said on this passage.
Yeah, which includes Hebrew
Okay,
letters from the
so
alphabet, ladies and
Kehumar-
gentlemen.
Kehumar,
So can you
it
tell me?
says Kehumar is in the singular. There you go. Now
All right,
there's
so
a
now that
passage
we've
for the
established
day.
that Itachi is
So
the
now-
expert in
now-
Hebrew, and that she knows the book of Isaiah to an expert level, which is what you've said.
Do you want me to just talk to the cameras? You don't want to actually engage with
Itachi, the way you win
prophecy.
this
said
is
you
you
don't
humble
know about the
yourself.
prophecy.
If you humble yourself,
I humble myself
you'll look a
and
lot
he's
better.
a
Bro, you said you don't know the prophecy.
You already said that
Just
most
let
scholars
me
agree
finish.
with me that
Okay,
it's
so
not a
let me
prophecy
finish.
about Muhammad.
So let me finish. I said that from
I
the
think
beginning.
you are
That's not a
finished,
problem.
really. I mean, do you have more to say? Like,
Okay, from the beginning, I said Jews and Christians interpret it in a specific way, and I'm going to show him why their interpretation is wrong. So can we continue now?
well, I mean,
Can we continue?
are you going to have
Can we
overwhelming
engage?
evidence for this prophecy?
Yes, I am. Can
You
we
are.
engage?
So, overwhelming evidence.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
go
beautiful.
on. Then.
So
Continue.
the first part we already completed. Cyrus and Darius is referring to Media and Persia, according to Daniel 6. Okay. So we continue on, and we see that Media and Persia don't actually destroy Babylon nor its idols or anything of the sort. They simply overtake it. Okay. Now.
That seems sketchy. That seems sketchy. Wait, so what is destroying then? So if I go into a city and like burn
They
everything,
take over.
but there's still technically a few things left,
No,
am I
it's
destroyed it
not
or
just
not?
a few things. They believe and they worship the idols that are there. So
Yeah,
they're
but
not
so
the
so wait.
fulfillment.
If I destroy entire buildings, I raise the buildings, I kill all the cattle,
Chris.
but there's still some idols there. Is
Chris,
that destroyed or
that's
not?
fine. That's fine because there's two falls, bro. This is only the first fall.
Well, but you need
Okay?
both, don't you?
So I'm getting to the second one now.
Yeah, but you
okay?
need both. And you failed the
There has
first
to be
one.
two. The first one, it didn't complete the prophecy.
Yeah, but Itachi, if you're telling me there are two falls,
Yes.
and that's a prophecy,
Yeah.
and I've already shown you the first one isn't correct according to what you've said.
So you don't think it's a fall? It's not a fall.
What
of
I'm
Babylon?
saying is, as I'm saying, you have a
Did
very
Cyrus take over
iffy
Babylon or
way
not?
of looking at
Did
it.
Cyrus take over Babylon or not?
But you
according to Jews
wait,
and Christians?
you gave two different
And
points. You said they overran it, but then you were like, oh, but it wasn't destroyed because there were some idols left there.
The idols are not destroyed. That's what I'm talking
Right.
about. I'm not talking about
So-
Babylon.
so
Babylon itself is
you have a
taken
spec-
over. It says the fall of Babylon.
So what's the relevance of the idols?
Because the verse says the idols have to be shattered.
Oh, so that is part of the prophecy.
Yes, that's
Right.
in Isaiah
Okay.
chapter 21,
Okay.
verse
Okay.
9.
Right.
That's what the
Oh,
verse
so it goes
says.
back to my earlier critique then. So they probably did shatter idols, but they probably
No,
left some.
They didn't, because he worshipped
So
them.
no idols were shattered.
He worshipped the idols.
Are you
and it
saying
says
no idols were
all
shattered?
Of the images of its gods.
Are you
It
saying
says
no idols were
all.
shattered?
It says all, sir.
We know that scripture often uses hyperbolic language. Are you telling me that you have to interpret it that way?
Guys, he didn't destroy the idols, he started worshipping them, but he left a few of them just so that he could do it on the side. Okay?
That's what
It's
she's
fine.
saying.
It's fine, yeah.
She's saying.
Yeah.
But
The
I'm
verse
telling you,
says,
I'm
all
telling
the
you.
images of its gods lie shattered on the ground, but let me keep a few for myself so I could go worship them later, okay?
What I'm
It's fine.
saying
It's
is
a random
scripture
Tuesday,
is
it's a random
often
Tuesday.
hyperbolic. The
Yeah.
Quran is often hyperbolic,
Yeah.
as you would agree. So is the Bible in many ways.
Okay, so him
So
worshipping the
you
idols,
are
is that
understanding
godly or
it
not
in a
godly?
very specific way that I don't necessarily have to agree with.
Because it's talking about God's people coming and taking over this thing.
And they
Okay?
probably
Hence the
destroyed a lot
reason
of
why-
statues of
hence the
pagan
reason
idols, yeah?
why-
This one.
Hence the reason
Yep.
why in the book of Revelation it talks about Jesus coming back and destroying these idolatrous nations. Okay, so now here's the problem, okay? When we get to the next person, who is the donkey rider, okay? The donkey rider, as I already explained to you, and I'm sure you would agree, is going to be the Messiah. Yes? Okay, beautiful. Now the Messiah comes, we both agree that the Messiah has already come, in the first century AD. The Jews don't accept this, right? There's the issue that the Jews are going to have. Now we're going to get into the part where I'm refuting the Jewish position, and then later the Christian.
Man, this is a lot of work just to...
Of course it is, because you're
If
not
you-
you're
oh,
ignorant
can you
of it.
summarize
If
this?
No, I can't. I have to go through the
You
details
can't-
because you don't like details, right?
No, it's because I don't think you actually know how to present it properly. That's what, and I don't think you're
Because
confident in it.
Prophecies are not just one-liners like Christians try to.
No, you
pull.
can
Like,
can you
for
not
example,
summarize your view?
Christians go to Psalm 22, bring the first
Why are
verse
you now
and say,
talking
hey,
about
guys,
Psalm
this is a
22?
prophecy of Jesus,
Why are you now
right?
talking about Psalm 22?
Sorry?
Why are you talking about Psalm 22?
I'm showing you that this is what you guys do. This is
Well,
what
no, that's because
Christians do.
Jesus quotes it, that's why.
Of course, you
Yeah.
guys take the one line and then you say the rest of it.
You mean the
doesn't
very
matter.
beginning opening of the psalm that you
Yes,
sing?
and then you don't. You ignore
all the
rest of it,
time,
because if
yeah.
you continue it, it
No,
actually
we
says that
follow the whole
he's
of it.
saved.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
saved.
because
He
it
is
says that
saved.
he's
Yes, he
doesn't
is.
die.
Is that what you interpret that?
No, of course. I can refute you on any topic when it comes to crucifixion.
No, you have a
Old
very
Testament, whatever.
childish level
If
of
you want, we
knowledge.
can do a third debate.
Okay,
No problem. Now,
so-
let's pay attention. Pay
Oh, I'd
attention.
rather go on that
Hold
topic.
hold
That's a
hold
lot more
No,
interesting than
no.
whatever you're talking about
I know
now.
you want to run away from Muhammad in the Bible. It's okay.
You were the one that brought it up.
It's okay. It's okay. I was bringing an example, brother. So pay
I don't want to
attention.
talk about it,
Now,
but
I
you
know
don't
you
want to talk
go
about
away
it.
from Muhammad in the Bible. It's okay. Now, when it comes to this verse in Isaiah 21, here's the issue that he's going to end up having with the Jews specifically. The Jews reject Jesus as the Messiah, yet it says that he is the next one in line when it comes to these falls of Babylon. Okay? Because remember, there's 4 individuals. We cleared the 2 horsemen, which was Cyrus and Darius. Now we have the donkey rider, which is supposed to be indicative of the Messiah, and even the Jews agree that it's referring to the Messiah as well. Now, the problem is, when Jesus came here in the first century, he was not a conqueror. He did not take over Babylon. He does not do anything to Babylon whatsoever. In fact, he barely ever leaves his, the area or the vicinity that he's in, except occasionally he goes. To
I would
Egypt.
deny the idea that he's not a conqueror. We believe he conquered
Did he
sin and
conquer
death.
Babylon?
He conquered sin and death.
Oh my God. Hey brother, I'm not here
See,
for the spiritual stuff.
what?
bro.
You're not here for the spiritual
Oh my God.
stuff. You're not here for the
That's why I
spiritual
asked
stuff.
you for the
That would
minute.
make a lot of
Oh my God.
sense.
This is
If she's
why
not
I
here
asked
for the
him-
spiritual stuff.
This is why I asked him if Babylon is spiritual or literal. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
what
why
did I say?
asked you
What did I say?
I asked you if
Yeah,
it's
what did I
real or
say?
not. You said you don't know.
Exactly.
Okay, beautiful. So,
Okay, beautiful.
now-
So,
now, let me,
can I ask
I'm
you?
not done.
Because
I'm not-
no,
you
because
can't
all this
yet.
is to
Let
do with
me
Muhammad.
finish.
Can we just
Let
get to the
me-
end?
No, because that's prophecy is step by step. If I refute
No,
the
it's
entirety of it,
this is not step by
if I
step. This is
refute the
pulling
entirety of
nails
it,
every
I'm
step of the
going
way.
verse by verse.
You're not going verse by verse. You've jumped to Psalm 22 at some random point because you wanted to bring that up.
Are you okay?
You've jumped.
Are you okay?
Is that what?
Psalm
Did you not
22
do
is an
that?
example to show you what
So you
Christians
did
when
do
it comes to
that.
prophecies.
So
I'm
you
not
did do
referring
that.
it to this
Right.
prophecy,
So you
sir.
did do that.
Bro,
Okay.
track. Okay, this is ridiculous at this point. You already
No.
said you don't know, so let me
Yeah,
finish,
okay.
and then you
So,
can take it. You can take
is
the video
Muhammad
later.
an Ummi
You
prophet?
can take the video later, try and refute it with
Is
IP
Muhammad an
and logic
Ummi
and all those
prophet
guys
according
later.
to 7157?
No,
Is-
I know. It's okay,
Yes,
it's
yes.
okay.
See, the man knows. He knows his stuff. He knows his Quran.
All right, bro.
So, Surah
I
7.
don't know
Don't
who
say
that
that.
is.
He's a
I
good
don't
friend of
know who
mine.
he is.
Look, he's a good. I like him.
That's
Surah
fine, let me
7,
finish
ayah
now.
157. Did you know? I think he was an Ahmadiyya, but now he's a Sunni Muslim.
He's going back
So,
to the Quran now because he
yeah,
can't deal with the
I've gone
actual
back to the
Bible.
Quran,
He can't
the very
deal with
thing
the
that says that
Bible
Muhammad is
anymore. This
prophesized.
is so
Right
ridiculous,
now,
bro.
Muhammad is prophesied according into the Torah and the
Hey,
Gospel,
guys,
according to
he
the Quran.
can't deal with
Yes.
the actual prophecy. He has to go back to the
No,
Quran,
I'm just trying to
go
like
into the Islamic
get you on
dilemma,
track
everything of the
because
story.
no one knows what
He
you're
has to go to
talking
the
about.
prophecy.
You're
Yeah,
like
I know,
Cyrus
you
did a
don't
thing,
know. You
and
don't
this
know.
guy did a thing, and then this happened this, and no one. No point you summarizing it. I've been waiting like an hour now.
I've said this prophecy to you guys before, and you guys have learned it.
Were they all like awake at the end of it?
Yes.
Okay, so again,
I
let's
can
just
tap
go
into
to the
that now, and
end.
he
Let's
can
just
do
go to the
it.
end.
Okay.
Muhammad
No.
is supposed to be
Guys,
found in
look,
the Torah and
now
the
when we
Injil.
bring the
Yes.
details- Now when we bring the details,
I'm trying to talk
them,
about Muhammad being prophesied
now
and they
when
don't
we
want to talk
bring the
about it.
details to them, they don't want to actually talk
I
about
literally
the
want to talk about the
details that
topic.
refute their position.
Is Muhammad said to be in the Torah?
Can I finish?
Just
Can
yes
we
or no?
finish on the story?
Because
You don't
I'll
have
let
to
you
talk
speak.
about
I'll let you
Isaiah
tell me about
21. You don't have to
Cyprus
talk
and his
about Isaiah
adventures.
21.
But
It's
can you
Cyrus.
please, Cyrus? Okay,
Cyprus?
you got me. So can you tell me about? He's meant to be prophesied, yeah, Muhammad. He's meant to be prophesied in the Torah. Okay, is he
Can we
described as
finish
an
Isaiah
Ummi
21?
prophet?
Can we finish Isaiah 21?
Is he described as an Ummi prophet?
Absolutely, in Isaiah 28.
He
yes.
is.
And Isaiah 28.
Oh,
Now, can we finish with Isaiah 21?
so wait, he's not in 21.
He's in 21, he's in 28. He's
Oh,
in
so he's
29,
called the
he's in
unlettered prophet in
many
21.
of
That's
them.
interesting.
28.
Can you show me where it says he's an unlettered prophet in Isaiah 21?
Yeah, this is, he's
See?
already
There you
said he
go.
doesn't know, he doesn't
Boom.
actually talk
Boom.
about it. So let me
That's
just
it.
summarize that.
That's it. You see
Let
what I
me
did
summarize
there?
the ending, guys. You didn't do anything.
Where
This
is the
such a bad
Umi,
book
the
on you.
unlettered
I can't
prophet,
wait to put this
mentioned
on
in
TikTok.
Isaiah 21? She's an expert on Isaiah, by the way. She knows Hebrew, at least in this bit.
Isaiah 21, let me
Yep.
just finish it off since he doesn't want to actually deal with the prophecy. So
Where it says
Umi.
Umi.
Let me finish. You already said you don't know about it. So
Umi.
Let me finish. Now you're strawmanning because I never said Isaiah 21 said that, okay?
You literally did. You said 28 and it's in
You said
21.
a liar.
You said wallahi.
You said
Rewind the cameras.
Isaiah
She
21
said 28 and they said and it's in
You asked me if
21.
Muhammad is in the Bible, and
I said
he's
on
in
Umi.
Isaiah
I said
28.
Umi.
I
Then
said
you
in
misspoke.
28.
Then you misspoke.
No, I
And you
didn't.
should
I
be
said
careful.
In Isaiah 28, he is
Yes,
called
and
the
then you said
unlettered
and 21,
Now-
which is why I said he's in 21.
Oh my God.
Where is he? And
Not
I
in
jumped on
regards to
that.
unlettered. I already
Ah,
said that
see,
he's not
so you
prophesied by him in
misspoke.
that
You
chapter.
misspoke.
No, I didn't.
You
I literally
did.
told
You
Isaiah
did.
21 is
You
talking
did.
about the
So
Ishmaelites.
don't say
He's a
wallahi.
liar.
Don't say
Hey, brother.
wallahi
Hey, brother,
if you are in
nobody cares
error
about this.
about. No one cares about wallahi.
Chris, let's do a final statement. She
Yeah.
goes first this time, you go last.
Yeah.
Can we do times? Because I think she's going to take like 2 hours
Well,
to
yeah,
say
because
it.
I didn't
just
finish
the
the
final-
Just
the
like 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Yeah. 5 whole minutes to say whatever you want.
Okay, just
Great.
3 minutes, 3 minutes.
3 minutes. 3 minutes. Can we 3 minutes? 3 minutes? Because someone have a.
I have
That's it.
I'll do the timer. I'll time it.
Yeah, sure.
Let me get the timer.
I'm just going to finish the prophecy.
If you can do it in 3 minutes, I'll be very impressed.
I have this
Yeah.
memorized, man.
All right, here.
You definitely do. Definitely do.
Okay,
Yep.
so what we have in the remainder of Isaiah 21 is talking about the donkey rider. Now the reason why this can't be the donkey rider, initially speaking, is because of the fact that he does not come and take over Babylon or destroy it. There's no fall of Babylon, historically speaking, in the 1st century AD that comes from Jesus, peace be upon him, or anybody who's referenced as the Messiah. Now, the question is, it says also a camel rider. This camel rider is indicative of the Arabs through many Jewish and Christian interpretations. Okay? So, what we want to know is that historically speaking, what we know is that during the time of Umar and Uthman radiallahu anhu, their caliphate, they end up going into Babylon and they destroy all the idols in the land exactly how the prophecy said. Now here's the issue that the Christians are going to have to deal with. I already laid out for you the issue that the Jews are going to have to deal with is that the Messiah comes before the camel rider, which they don't know or acknowledge or know who it is at all. Now here's the issue that Christians are going to have to deal with. How is it going to be the case that Jesus is going to take over Babylon in the book of Revelation and destroy the idols if the idols are already gone in the land completely from the Muslim conquest in the 7th century of Arabia? Thank you, Chris. You can go ahead and give your conclusion. I think I did that in less than 3 minutes. It was about
Well done. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We have heard from esteemed scholar and expert in Hebrew in the book of Isaiah, particularly on chapter 21. Now, I'm not to that level. But what I do know is that the Quran says in Surah 7, Ayah 157, that he is mentioned Muhammad in the Torah as a Ummi prophet, a unlettered prophet. Now, unfortunately, she kind of gave the game away when she said that actually in Isaiah 21, yeah, it doesn't say that. So whatever she's talking about is kind of irrelevant anyway, because the very thing the Quran says that she's trying to validate is not actually there. She's just ignoring it. She's basically like, okay, I can't find an Ummi prophet. I'll just find any prophet and I'll just be like, yeah, I'll just hammer that in the Quran. Well, that's a disservice to the Quran. When we read each other's religious texts, we should be charitable. When I read the Quran, I should be charitable to the author. And if he says, and I quote him, he says that in the Torah and the Injil, that they have with them, written with them, they find the Ummi prophet mentioned. I should expect to find a unlettered, a Gentile, or a unknowledgeable of the scriptures. These are different possible interpretations of it. I should expect to find that in the Torah and the Gospel. Unfortunately, she can't do it. So all she does is she just talks about some random other stuff that, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't even know. There are people that know much more than me who are probably laughing right now because what she said is, man, it's something special. It's something special. But ladies and gentlemen, I actually can just make this worse for her. It says it's in the Gospel, right? So, Itachi, if what you're saying is possibly true, we should also expect the same prophecy or the same prophetic utterance to be found in the Gospel that we have with them in the 7th century. We know what that is historically. So show me a single instance where a Ummi prophet is mentioned in Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John.
Matthew chapter 21.
An Ummi. It says he's unlettered.
This is the Gentiles.
The Gentiles. Oh, so it's multiple people.
Yeah, he's talking about the nation.
Oh, so it's not a person. It's not about Muhammad.
He talks about the Gentile nation. That's
So it's not about Muhammad. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's brilliant. So there is no actual prophecy about Muhammad in the Gospel. If there was, she would have told me one.
Yeah, John chapter 1.
John chapter 1. Okay, where in John chapter 1?
John chapter 1, when the Pharisees come to John the Baptist,
Yeah.
they ask him, hey, are
Yeah.
you Elijah the Messiah or the prophet?
Right.
Do you agree they ask him about 3 individuals?
Yeah, but why
Yeah.
makes you think the prophet is Muhammad though?
Oh, I got you. Beautiful.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
is there anybody who also
Yeah.
comes afterwards that's a
Yeah.
prophet of God?
Does it describe him as unlettered?
Does it say that he's a prophet? And
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
When
So
it
the
comes to-
criteria was
hold on.
Ummi,
You
so
said
unlettered,
unlettered.
Gentile,
Does
or
unlettered necessarily
unknowledgeable
mean-
about the
Yes, Gentile.
scriptures.
Okay, so
Good.
when we take the words
Yeah.
of the conglomerate of the gospel,
Right.
what we find is that there's a Gentile
Right.
prophet who's going to come and
Where?
teach the individual.
Where?
So the Gentile aspect is spoken about in Matthew 21.
Okay, so not John 1. So it's not in John
Yeah,
1.
I'm getting
Okay,
to it.
right.
Matthew
So
21 and 22
Gentiles
talks about the
are
Gentiles.
not a prophet.
John talks
That's a
about
group of people.
prophet.
Right.
John chapter
Yeah.
1 talks
Yeah.
about a prophet who's
Yeah.
supposed to come, the
Yeah.
prophet.
The identity of him is revealed, by the way.
Who is it?
That's Jesus.
Oh, Jesus is the prophet and the Messiah? Yeah, they're expecting 3 people there?
Why is that a contradiction?
Because they're expecting 3 people, not 2.
Why can it not be 2?
Because he talks about the Messiah and
Yeah.
the prophet separately.
Is the Messiah a prophet?
Messiah a prophet according to the Bible? Yeah, we believe that
Oh
he is.
dear.
But-
Oh,
but
so
it
she
makes
even
it-
says, I know your tradition,
A
and that
prophet.
makes sense.
Notice what he
Now,
said. He said a prophet,
No.
not the prophet. Beautiful.
that's absolutely
Thank you for
fine. The
agreeing
Messiah
with
is a
that.
prophet and the
No,
Messiah.
he
Thank you
said
very much.
The prophets.
Okay, now you've switched it back to the. Okay, so the is fine
You
as well.
said A, I said the.
Oh, you made a difference. I said fine. Anyway,
Yeah, so
now
if
remember,
they say that
I
it's
said
the
show me
Messiah and the
Ummi,
prophets-
show me Gentile or unlettered,
So
or
the prophet
show me.
there. Okay, so the prophet that's there.
Yeah.
You guys in the New Testament, in the book of Acts, it tries to link it back. I mean, we could go into.
Wait,
Deuteronomy.
why are we going to
Just
Acts
finish
now?
your
This isn't the
argument.
this isn't the
Just
Injil.
finish your closing, Matt. You already said that you didn't want to deal with Muhammad in the Bible in Isaiah 20.
Oh no, all of a sudden I suddenly do. All of a sudden I really suddenly do. You see, I thought that she was the person that would know more than me, but I'm learning I actually know more than her. That's quite surprising. So let's go with this. So you wait, no, you said I quoted the Quran to you, 7157. You don't want to continue this?
had like an hour and
You
a
don't
half
want
to
to
do this.
No, you had an hour. You had an hour.
had an
I was
hour?
very patient with you. I was very patient with you. But anyway, there's no Ummi prophet mentioned there, so the Quran is false. Anyway, thank you for that. That was really nice. I really appreciate that. Will you shake my hand, Willie?
Huh?
Will you shake my hand?
No.
You will shake my hand. Oh, man.
Good though, bro. Appreciate it.
No worries. Will you shake? Oh, you can't shake my hand.
Sorry?
I forgot you can't shake my hand. Sorry. I just out of habit. I was going to ask you.
Look into the prophecy a little more, and we could talk about it some other time later when you can.
Yeah. Well, I'm not the best person to ask about
I
it.
know, I'm sure,
There are
I'm
people
sure Logic
who.
is going to want to talk about it. IP's
Yeah, IP would be a really good person to talk about it.
I'm
Yeah,
more
yeah.
than happy to actually discuss the substance with him if he wants to discuss the substance.
Cool.
This wasn't substance.
Hey, Chris, you was treated good here, right? It was all good?
No
Yeah,
blasphemy,
yeah.
nothing. Yeah.
No, we didn't, none of us blaspheme.
Let
No
y'all.
fighting, no
Taking the
punching,
Lord's name in vain is a little bit, but
Hey,
all right, I can
hey,
forgive
brother,
that. That's all right.
that's
Hey, but
how
there
we
was nothing
operate,
to the
bro.
nose this time, man.
Yeah, I should be grateful, right?
That's how we operate.
Yes, what happened there? That conversation, what happened there?
Right, real quick. I had a debate with Itachi. She came to the speaker's corner. She was brave enough to debate, which I have to admit, I think that's good. I think that's actually really good for Dawa guys. Thank you for having the balls to debate. I think that's honourable. Hello there. How you doing, man? Long time no see. Wendell Daniel.
What chance of you in a picture with a young lady?
I don't think. You know what?
Yeah. Wrap up.
No, she won't want a picture of
Nice
me.
one, go wrap up.
Well, anyway.
What happened there?
Right. Yeah, so we had this debate. It was on 2 topics. It was on the Islamic dilemma. I obviously took the affirmative. I explained the case nicely and, consistently. Yeah, let's go with that one. And she struggled immensely. She didn't know the account in Exodus 4 of Moses putting his hand in the cloak and taking it out. She only knew one part of it. And I pushed her to give me the other part and she didn't know it. So she was ignorant of it. She used that as defense for conscious edits when she herself didn't even know the scripture. So that was embarrassing. But ultimately she didn't do well on the Islamic dilemma. She failed in multiple ways. The crucifixion was a whole blunder in of itself. And hey Sam, good to see you, man. And then we talked about Muhammad in the Bible. Now this was really interesting. This isn't my topic, but I was talking about it anyway. Now, people like IP and God Logic could do a much better job than me. But what was interesting is she couldn't actually make the concise point. She just kept talking about Cyrus doing X, but the statues weren't destroyed, but keep going back and forth, and she just couldn't summarize it. I struggled to really understand what she was getting at. But then I cut her to the point and I said, in Surah 7:157, is it a Ummi prophet described in the Torah and the Injil that is written with them? She said yes. I said, is that mentioned in Isaiah 21, which was supposedly where this prophecy was? She said no. So ultimately, she can't prove that Muhammad, as described, is in scripture. But anyway, that was it. That was a really good debate. Thank you so much.